right, give me a second here. We are going, it looks like. I want to make certain everything is recording first so I can upload this later. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is Weather Overtime. Let me make certain my mic is working here properly. Okay, we are good. Just checking out. I am host, producer, executive producer, cameraman, audio, scheduler, everything else you can put together on this. So this is part of what I do to let you know what's going on with the weather situation out there. It is Tuesday night. It is a quiet night out across much of the region and should be staying that way with some rumbles of thunder out there. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. But for right now, the rest of the forecast in the next couple of days will be pretty much the same, very much on the mild side. We're not going to be seeing too much of anything in the way of huge amounts of rainfall, some rain. Yes, but the potential is going to exist again for more potential of rain into the weekend and beyond. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little while. If you got questions, we've got the chat function available on YouTube, and Stream Chat is active on our Twitch station channel, so go ahead and tune in there for more. So if you have any questions, and if you just want to poke your head in and say, I'm from this area, thank you very much for checking in. I would really appreciate that if that's what you want to do. And we'll talk more about the complete forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Currently, we did have, again, some activity going on well back up to our north. We did see some thunderstorms up around portions of Bledsoe and Ray counties. Those have since dwindled in the last couple of hours. And then down to the south, not too sure how the Braves game is going on, but more chances of rain down toward the Atlanta area and moving over toward the east. Most of this is missing us. We did have some showers over portions of the area of Jackson and DeKalb counties in Alabama. That, again, is pretty much gone for the time being, but more chances of rainfall possible into later on tonight. By the way, if you've never tuned in here before, this is our video weather blog that we have. Try to have it every single night, and we cover the areas of southern and eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, northwestern, north central Georgia, and northeastern Alabama, with Chattanooga right there in the middle. So if you have any questions, again, about this area, if you have a question about weather, go ahead and drop them into the stream function chat, and we'd love to know where you're from, things like that. It's nice to have you along for the ride on there. Let's take a look at our cameras and see what's going on across the area. For right now, conditions are decently quiet. Kind of hazy, a little bit of patchy fog, not out of the question. Bailey's Heating and Air Camera, beautiful view from over downtown on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. Lee Point at 153 and 64 Highway, looking off to the southwest. Again, got some haze out there and fog, but really not much more than that for right now. Into the rest of the area, travel-wise, we'll see if the construction is slowing things down. It is not. 2475 is moving along quite nicely at this time, and the Chattanooga Airport just back over the horizon there. Checking in on the North Shore, the Chattanooga Theater Center Speedy's Total Car Care camera. The footbridge is not illuminated because, again, it's getting major reconstruction repair going on. A lot to do, and it will not be open again until December of next year, 2026. But otherwise, a few folks still out and about in downtown around Coolidge Park. Tennessee River flowing right through here, and then back toward the area of AT&T Field. We'll have to see how the lookouts did from earlier tonight. Chattanooga Zoo Hug a Bunny camera looking back toward I-24 and Holtzclaw Avenue down at the lower portion of your screen. Again, decently quiet for the time being. Temperatures at the airport back into the mid to upper 60s. We're not going to be dropping that much farther on the temperatures as we go into the rest of the evening. It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be muggy. Going to be a lot of humidity out there, and there is going to be the potential of some patchy fog starting off. So for tonight, low temperatures. This is about as good as it gets. Not seeing a lot of very cool weather. Lower 60s at best, and that's going to be, again, about our best potential for anything involving cooler weather, so to speak, out there. And most of the rest of the area should wind up again in the 50s and lower 60s, excuse me, especially in, pardon me, the higher elevations. But that's going to be as cool as it gets. Wintertime pretty much over with at this point. We're just not seeing too much of anything colder weather-wise, and it's going to be rather warm out there for the next several days. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We have a stationary front sticking around across much of the area for the next couple of days. This front has been here for about 2 to 3 days. And this is the irritation point in the atmosphere for the development of showers and thunderstorms. Notice a lot more activity down here. More showers and thunderstorms popping up down across southern Mississippi and into and around Louisiana, just into Arkansas, north of Vicksburg in Mississippi. But beyond that, everything moving up this direction. And that, again, is where we see the quietest portion of everything north of the front, showers and thunderstorms to the south of that front. We've got another system moving on through. The first one, actually there's a couple of them sitting out way over into the plain states, a weak, what's called a trough. This dashed line is a stretched out area of low pressure. Another one beyond that, and if we look all the way back up into around western Canada, another storm system here that might be, again, something that will help us keep these showers and thunderstorms going as all of these systems continue to make their way through the area. More potential of showers and thunderstorms will be sticking around for the next several days. So if you want to do some outdoor activities, Earth Day today was rather on the soggy side. We'll see these impulses of energy continue through, even though they're going to be quite weak, and they'll be sticking around enough to cause more chances of showers and thunderstorms through the rest of Wednesday and through Thursday into Friday. The same forecast all the way through. Pretty mild in the morning, decently warm in the afternoon, maybe cooled off a little bit by some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. We see more of that potential of rainfall coming up into around Friday morning, Friday afternoon, and also into Saturday morning. There is the potential, again, of more of those showers and thunderstorms sticking around. Now, as that front clears the area, we should catch a burst of dry air, and that should be giving us, again, more potential of some nicer weather after Saturday and into Sunday. Then another storm system develops back to the west, and this is where we could be seeing the possibility of more rainfall next week as we go from April into May. So that is where we will see the potential of some possibly more soggy weather coming our way out there. I want to take a look again at the severe weather threat for tonight. There is nothing going on. The severe weather threat has been removed. It is now, again, the pale green color indicates just generic non-severe thunderstorms. And if you take a look well back down to the south and west of us, Jackson, Baton Rouge, back over toward Port Arthur, Texas, Houston, that is where we're going to be seeing a marginal threat tonight into very early on Monday. And the worst threat of all is way off to our west into the Plain States down toward the Rio Grande. That is where we see the potential of some severe weather. That is a slight 2 out of 5 category risk from roughly pretty close to Topeka, Kansas. Going to have to call my mom to make certain she's doing okay there. And then all the way down into the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, more powerful thunderstorms going to be located here. Then we again get into the area. Hang on, let me reset my map here for just a second. There we go. For right now, again, this is the way it looks tonight. For tomorrow, Wednesday, we don't see anything going on here that indicates any severe weather for us right now. And this forecast you see here is several hours old, so it is a good possibility this forecast will change into tomorrow. That's why it pays to be weather aware. And the severe weather threats from South Carolina, North Carolina, down toward coastal Georgia, that is where we see the marginal threat heading down and away from us. Also, on Thursday, no potential of severe weather, just thunderstorms out there, and that's going to be the worst of it for right now. Doesn't seem to be anything else in the way of any major amounts of severe weather. Way to our west, that is where we wind up with that marginal threat. And again, all of these maps can change. They're issued several times a day, but for right now, the day 2 and the day 3 maps, they are issued, again, many hours ahead of schedule. So this, what you're looking at, is ancient in weather map terminology. What we're waiting for is the next update to come on through, and that again will be overnight tonight into very early on Wednesday morning. So for us, generic non-severe thunderstorms. For the rest of the area well back to the west, that's the severe weather threat for now. But again, we will continue to watch this, and so should you, because in the next couple of days, these storms coming through are not severe, but it is possible that we could see them. There could be some severe weather out there. We didn't have a severe weather threat for today issued last night, and then this morning we got a marginal threat. So I think it's possible we could see that happen very easily into the next couple of days. So that is something we will definitely be watching out for out there. All right, so for tonight, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast real quick and give you an idea as to what we're looking at. Lots of clouds. We did manage to get a pretty good sunset over Lake Chickamauga earlier this evening. It was beautiful. Just a crack in the clouds let in some of the light out there. For the rest of the week, more chances of these showers and thunderstorms coming on through. Highs, regular high temperatures at this time of the year, mid-70s. I think we're going to be in the high 70s to the lower 80s across much of the region. And that is mainly what we're looking for again for right now. That is going to be the worst potential of anything involving possibility of outdoor activities and temperatures. We're not seeing a blazing wave of heat coming our way, but as we go toward next week, the rain quits around Saturday. Sunday we get back into sunshine, and that is where we go from the low 80s, high 70s to the mid to upper 80s as we get more sunshine back in. Now, if that trend holds of sunshine and warmer temperatures, it's possible. It's not likely at this time, and I'll explain why in just a second. It's possible that we could see temperatures pushing 90 by Wednesday of next week. It doesn't look like it for right now, because on the other side of this forecast, somewhere around Wednesday of next week, better chances of more showers and thunderstorms, so it will be toasty heading into Wednesday next. But there's also the possibility that we'll be kind of cushioned by that, by more clouds and rainfall blocking out the sunshine. That will help out by just a little bit to cool us off, at least hopefully back in the 70s and 80s. But there's going to be 90s out there somewhere, as that is sneaking around as we get closer toward May and June and going into around summertime out there. Looks like one craft out on the water. Again, our Island Cove Marina and Resort camera available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network, which you can get at WDEF.com/weather. So through Arbor Day, more rainfall. Early on the weekend, more chances of rain and thunder, and those showers should be out of here by early Sunday morning. But then we get, again, a little warmer and a little sunnier out across much of the area there. All right, let's go to our roof quotes question of the day, our weather poll, which you can access at WDEF.com/weather. The science advocacy group Stand Up for Science. Great presence on social media. If you'd like to know more, again, easy to find them out there. And asking questions about some pretty common sense answers on there. A lot of people on a certain project would like to tell you that your money is being wasted at the National Weather Service, which is absolutely, completely, and totally a fabrication. The Weather Service gets the information by spending money to get satellites, to get automated weather stations, balloon launches, scientists to study the data. So the average U.S. taxpayer spends how much a year to help? $4, $20, or $77, and 2/3 of you said $4, which is the correct answer on there. For every $1 that is paid into the National Weather Service, we get $73 return on investment, and that is something that seems to slip the mind of a certain project out there, and a certain South African billionaire who seems to be obsessed with waste and fraud, but still has not given us any clear numbers as to what exactly it is that we are being defrauded of and from, and even the numbers that they give out to show what they've been doing don't even begin to match up. So again, this is something that a lot of people don't consider by looking at, again, the information that comes in that verifies what is going on, that the money that you and I are paying for the National Weather Service and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which, by the way, they do not just talk about climate change. They talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, and if a certain project and the people who run that project were to open their eyes and take a look and see that there is a lot that goes on, not just climate change, that benefits the safety of both the United States and helps the rest of the world, we would be a lot better off. So every taxpayer, you, me, on average, we spend $4 per year to help out the National Weather Service do what they do. And that's some of the best tax money ever invested on that. But to say that there's mindless, infinite fraud and anything in the way of terrible spending habits at the National Weather Service, as soon as a certain project and a certain billionaire from South Africa decides to actually put the information out that we can actually take a look at, I will be glad and interested to see that verified, which so far has not happened. So again, this is something to really think about, scientifically speaking, to say what is actually going on, and are we being defrauded? Are we being hoodwinked? Are we being, is this actual waste that is actually happening? No, it's not. It absolutely is not. And again, this is just one of the bits of information that we can show that shows we get our money's worth out of the National Weather Service. And the whole Doge looking for fraud and waste is just an absolute pile of bourgeois, and they should get their money-grubbing hands out of our system and go away. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. The damage they are causing is immeasurable at this time and getting worse. We're getting less in the way of balloon launches, and that is hurting our ability to forecast weather. So it's surprising that a group like Doge and a certain South African billionaire are saying that we are being defrauded in this country, but yet they are the ones causing the most damage. Again, a certain project needs to look at what they're doing closely, and the rest of us need to look at what is going on and demand proof of what is happening, and that they get out of our government to stop what they're doing immediately. And our senators and our legislators really need to step up and say, we need to protect the National Weather Service and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We all who believe in this need to stand up and say, we are not being hoodwinked, we are not being defrauded. And if you say we are, then present the proof that can be verified. Don't just sit there and expect everybody to believe it. I don't, and a lot of other people don't. So make certain that you demand information and ask your senator. Go ask your senator and see what they say about things. And if they are saying, oh, NOAA, the National Weather Service, is just a waste of money, a private forecasting firm can do exactly what NOAA does. No, they cannot. There is not one private forecasting firm out there that can do all of what NOAA does and do it well. Not one. Anybody who says anything in a certain project that is the best way to do things is selling you a load of bourgeois, and you should really pay attention to this, because again, this is a very dangerous thing to be doing, getting rid of NOAA out there. But thanks to everybody for voting in our poll of the day, and again, we'll have more coming up, a new poll coming up at midnight, so stay tuned for more on that. All right, let's go to some extracurricular activity here for just a little bit. Thanking News 12 viewer Briley Holderfield from Bryant. Beautiful silhouetted tree against a very colorfully lit sunrise going into work there. That's our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see what you're seeing. Go ahead and send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. You can send them to our website, or you can drop them to social media, but please let us know. You can also see all the picture I just showed you, and a whole bunch of everybody else's submissions are already on the website, and you can see these pictures there. So if you'd like to take a look at what everybody's been sending in, wdef.com/photos for more. me see if the almanac page is back to working again. It wasn't last week. 72, we're still behind for the high normal of 76. We're still behind for the month. We picked up just about a half an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. That's good because that lessens our deficit, but we still could use about an inch and a half at least more to get us up to par with the rest of the year. And another tenth of an inch would take us over for the month. We'll see what happens with our numbers as we go into tomorrow. So find out more about that at our website. For tomorrow morning in the classroom, well, heading to and going home from the classroom, you want to make certain that you are getting the kids or yourself some rain protection if they're walking, bike riding, or waiting for the school bus. Possibility of dense fog again in the morning and wet roadways. Not a huge amount, and definitely not as much as we are seeing as we go into the afternoon hours. But once again, notice that we have a chance of rain all through the day and mixed with some thunderstorms in there as well. So please pay attention to that, and we'll keep you updated on that as we go throughout the rest of the day. Any closings or delays, please check out our website at wdef.com/weather for the closings and delays page there. Likewise, again, for outdoor activities tomorrow, 80 degrees for a high, more chances of showers and thunderstorms off and on. We may get more sunshine out there, which means a higher UV index at times, which means you should stock up on the sunblock just to be on the safe side. And once again, urging everybody, if you love the game of golf and you want to go out and do a round of golf tomorrow, fine and dandy. I can't golf worth a darn. I can caddy, and I'm very good at putt-putt, getting the golf ball in the dragon's mouth. But for the big open golf courses out there, excuse me, if you're going to be out to play tomorrow, again, standing on a big, broad green with a large metal, plastic, whatever pole, and you holding a metal rod with metal cleats on your feet, and this stuff starts popping around, not a place to be. Again, if you see lightning or hear thunder, it's time to wrap up. Or if you see anything in the way of lightning popping up on your radar app on your phone in about a 10 to 15 mile radius, get back inside a sturdy shelter. You need to be inside a house, the clubhouse, going to someplace where you're going to be able to protect yourself and you can be surrounded on all sides. That's the best way to make certain that you can avoid getting struck by lightning. And this is not a place to be standing when lightning is around out in the open. Don't be like the movie Caddyshack where you think, oh, it's just going to blow on through. It shouldn't be a problem. If you see lightning or hear thunder, you are within range of getting struck by lightning. So please remember that, and let's play it safe out there throughout the rest of the spring and right on into the summertime out there. Should be a beautiful night tonight. Let's take a look and see if there's anything else out here. Thanks a lot to the National Weather Service for putting on tonight's presentation of the weather basics. That was tonight's presentation at 7 p.m. Central. Weather 101 continues for the next several weeks, right on into May. There are several topics out there, including flooding. That'll be tomorrow or today, if you're watching this on Wednesday morning, at 10 o'clock East Central Time. If you'd like to know more about flooding, tune in for more at the National Weather Service Nashville at weather.gov/OHX. All of these topics are designed. The Weather 101 program is a weather education program. Again, another good example of what NOAA does to help out the community. I would love to see any other private forecasting firm do something like this. And, oh, by the way, they don't. That is something to really consider out there. So if you'd like to know more, go to their website. Again, this one happened tonight. Tomorrow morning's topic, Wednesday, is going to be flooding, and it's more of a seismic topic, but still one that needs to be paid attention to, especially if you're vacationing at the beach. Tsunamis, that'll be coming up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time on the 23rd. It's going to be a busy Wednesday for the National Weather Service in Nashville. Tune in, learn more about weather. It's a really neat opportunity. You don't have to have a PhD or have a degree in meteorology. If you love weather, this is a great place to find out about it. So please stop by and find out more. It's rare that you get these type of topics out there presented so well by the experts at the National Weather Service. So again, flooding tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., tsunamis tomorrow evening at 7, Thursday at 10 a.m., satellites, next Monday, rip currents, next Tuesday, another round of the basics, just basic weather information, and more next Wednesday on the area toward the last day of April, global circulations. And there's more coming up in May, but the Weather 101 program will be coming to an end as we get into May. So that's something to check out there if you would like to do so on that. They also have that online Skywarn Spotter training course as well, so find out more about that. The time that we spend outside is very important. We did get an email asking about, am I going to talk about the Lyrid meteor shower, which is going on right now? I would, except unfortunately we've got rain and thunderstorms and clouds, so the odds of us actually seeing any meteors out there are pretty much slim to none, unfortunately. So it'd be nice, but unfortunately we would not be able to see too much of anything because of the clouds. When the skies clear out, and it may be next week before they do, this is International Dark Sky Week. We have a lot of junk in the atmosphere, a lot of carbon dioxide and pollutants. We have an increased water vapor giving us more clouds. We also have, again, with all that pollution out there and the city sky shine, that again is a very big problem. The amount of stars we can see, especially around metropolitan areas, even as big as Chattanooga or Huntsville. It doesn't have to be as big as Atlanta or DC or New York City, but anything that has a large amount of city lights, that can drown out the constellations and the planets, and we've basically kind of been cut off from the night sky. If you would like to help scientists understand how good or bad the sky shine problem is, and the fact that we can either see very clearly or not see hardly anything at all, this is the week to do it. It's called Citizen Science. If you've never participated in it, you don't have to have a PhD. All you have to have in some cases is a pencil and a piece of paper, a smartphone, a smart tablet, some sort of smart device to keep track of things. Your opportunity to take a look at the night sky and see if it is completely and totally obscured or totally clear. They ask you to find a constellation like Leo the Lion, in this case Canis Major, the large dog, which is again just below the constellation of Orion with those 3 stars in a belt, and they ask you to judge how clear you think the sky is. You then fill out the information, and that can help scientists say this place is improving, this place is not, too much city lights here, just perfect viewing over here. That's one of the best things you can do, and it's a great opportunity to get your kids involved in things like this. If you would like to participate in Globe at Night's efforts during International Dark Sky Week, all you have to do is go to their website, and we'll post more about this on our website at wdef.com/weather. So a great opportunity to practice citizen science and to find out more about the night sky and the very cool science of astronomy. Neat that we can tell you about this on Earth Day, so nice to be able to see that. Very cool ways that you can do science. Citizen science efforts are all over the place. All you have to do is just look them up. SCIstarter.org, if I'm not mistaken. Great place to go to find out how you can help count bats or butterflies or take a look at the night sky or do all sorts of other stuff out there. It's really cool, the number of projects. Parents looking for something for the kids to do during summertime, might not be a bad idea to get involved in SciStarter and citizen science to see what can be done out there when it comes to keeping an eye on various topics that scientists need data about, and you and your kids, your grandkids, anybody out there would be willing to help. this is a great way to do it. So something at nighttime to take a look at, globeatnight.org, or go to our website again at wdef.com/weather. I think that's going to do it. We're up to about half an hour's time, so I think we're going to go ahead and exit for this evening. I think we've covered pretty much basically everything for tonight. Hold it, we did manage to forget one more thing, and if you are going to be going out early in the morning, I wish these computers had bold face that I could list on here so I could see these things a lot easier. All right, for our Pupper of the Day program on the dog walking forecast, thank you, Anita Kimmery, hope I'm saying that correctly, from the Georgetown area. The Pupper Trio out for a walk. That's our dog walking forecast Pupper picture of the day. Again, in the morning, scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms, very mild. Shouldn't need a jacket, might need the umbrella, so keep that handy. Advertisers, businesses, organizations, if you'd like to have your sponsor logo up here, we'd love to have you as an advertiser. So contact our sales staff at wdef.com/advertise, and you could be part of the fine folks who help pay our bills here. That would be very nice of you to do that. I think that, that should do it for tonight, pardon me. And I think we've covered everything for this evening. Half an hour of rambling on, I think that's more than enough for right now. So we'll go ahead and say goodnight, let you go, and let you know again about anything else going on. Probably not going to be staying overnight and watching anything. There's no watches in effect and no realistic possibility of there being any at this time, so looking good there. If you'd like to contact me on any of these websites, I'm out there at various locations. You can email me. Again, email address at the bottom of the screen, aonic@wdef.com. Again, if you'd like to find out more from our website, that's at wdef.com/weather. Chip Chapman will be in early on Wednesday morning, starting at 5 a.m. for the morning show update. So stay tuned for that, and I'll be back on Wednesday evening to get your forecast in for the rest of the week. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek on News 12 WDEF's Weather Overtime, our exclusive video weather blog. If you have any questions, again, email me, and we'll talk to you again